How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 24 of the ChiTownPod.
What
We're gonna be talking some Cubs and other baseball talk, and as you can see or
I'm
hear,
back.
Frank is back. He's filling in for Thomas. Thomas is he's got the frat flu again.
He's always sick.
He's always sick. I feel bad for the kid.
He has the worst immune system I have ever seen.
He really does. But Frank, welcome back. How we doing? How's your day?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Just got back from class in the gym. I feel like this week has been so long.
Dude, it's been a long one. I've been in baseball every day.
I mean, yeah, I had 2 exams this week. That sucked. And a lab due. So kind of swamped with school. How about you? How's life as a college student?
Something. Lost my mind a couple of times, but the grades are there. We're good. We're chilling. Hey,
C's get degrees. Remember that. In some cases, D's get degrees.
Yep.
Depending on what class you take, D's certainly get degrees.
Yes, sir.
But let's jump right into it. And the big news of this episode is there's no big news.
Yeah, no one's
the big 4: Snell, Chapman, Belly, and Montgomery. All the Boris clients.
Unreal.
Yet to sign a contract.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It actually, it really sucks for baseball that
the big names aren't signed.
I mean, you look at Shohei. Shohei signed in, December?
Yeah.
And he apologized that he took so long.
I know, and he didn't take that long is the thing. He only took, a month off.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. A month and a half, because 5 days after the World Series ended. So a month and a half.
Yeah. I did see, though, with this whole situation with the free agents happening, that Manfred said next year he's thinking of putting a deadline that you have to be signed by or else you cannot sign.
Yes, MLB may have a free agent deadline.
I'm all for it.
I don't think the MLBPA would do it.
I think it would help.
No, I agree.
You have to sign by February 1st.
I mean, I think he wants it earlier than that. I think he wants you signed.
Probably by the new year.
Well, I remember last week Thomas and I were talking about this, and we actually thought that a deadline would help. And then we said that January 31st, right? Because if everybody signs by January 31st, you have 2 full weeks before pitchers and catchers report.
Yeah.
And teams can get in order. I mean, taking your free agency into spring training, not only does it impact you because you're not getting those reps with whatever team you sign with, It screws teams over.
Yeah, because they're preparing for, let me use the Jays as an example, a Dalton Varsho to start and left, but say they sign Bellinger 3 weeks into spring training, they got to switch that.
Exactly. It disrupts the flow.
Yeah.
And especially, I understand if you're a high-profile guy and you want to make your money, but if you're a bench bat, if you get picked up in the middle of spring training or whatever, that's perfectly fine. This is why the deadline might have a problem, because if free agency just stops after whatever, let's just say January 31st, some dudes are going to get screwed over
and not get to play.
Exactly. That's the only problem with the deadline is it'd be really hard to kind of work out the logistics of it, because a lot of these teams look at, I don't know. I think I can't think of one off the top of my head right now, but a lot of teams pivot. Teams that didn't get Ohtani are pivoting to other free agents. If these big time guys are signing at the deadline, teams are screwed. The deadline in theory is a great idea, but when you actually think about how it would be applied, and these guys like Boris, if the deadline was January 31st at 11:59 p.m., Boris would be signing his contracts at 11:30, 11:40 p.m.
Yeah. Now, even these big free agents, all like I did a TikTok predicting where they're going to go. I think most of them might just stay home. Like Snell might. I think he's going to stay in San Diego.
At this point, a lot of these guys don't even have a market. Like we're going to talk about. We'll talk about Bellinger right now. Actually, like
Yeah, that's a guy that I think is between the Cubs and Blue Jays.
I don't think the Blue Jays anymore though. Like what are his?
I've still
options?
heard rumors about it. I mean, Ross Atkins said that Bellinger's still out there the other night on MLB Network, but we know Ross Atkins sucks. So
I think the Blue Jays, obviously they play different positions, definitely different value of player, but signing Eduardo Escobar, like I think that's probably going to wrap up their offseason.
that's not even like a good signing though.
It's nothing crazy, but I don't see them going into the deep end of the pool.
I don't see us going and getting any more starting pitching or bullpen. We have a really good starting rotation, especially if Manoah gets back, because the big four never missed a start last year. All had over 200 innings and did fine. So if Manoah gets back, our rotation's good. Our bullpen's top 5 in the MLB probably. I mean, if you look at the stats for all those guys last year, they all did pretty good down there for the most part. But it's the offense that I'm worried about for the Jays.
I mean, I think you're going to see a positive regression with Vlad, because his baseball savant page is insane.
Yeah. The top 3 guys you
He's just
should
got
expect
hit in the
30
air.
plus home runs for this season are Springer, Bo, and Vlad.
I don't know about Bo. 30 home runs for Bo is.
I mean, he had 27 last year.
Okay. How many games?
That's the thing. I don't know how many games he played, but I remember he went on a tear in August and September, being like one of the best players in baseball, hitting wise at least.
He played Bo Bichette last year. Only 135 games. So
and he had the best August, September anyone's ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, the weird thing is like Bo Bichette's just a pure hitter. Like,
yeah, he needs to upgrade
he's one of the guys that breaks the advanced analytics, kind of, because he's gonna hit 300. He's gonna have an OPS of about 800. He's gonna give you 25 bombs.
Yeah,
which last year he had a 4.9 WARs, really good.
Yeah, Bo Bichette he's something. He's special.
I mean, just looking at Vlad
needs to step it up. I'm going to be the first to say
pull the ball.
You went from 48 home runs to 24. You literally are going the wrong way when you're 24 years old?
Each year he's gone like he had 48 and 21. That 2021 season was insane. Over 1,000 OPS. Pretty solid 2022, 32 home runs, 819 OPS. And then last year, he had a higher. No, he didn't have a higher OPS last year. Last year,
home run derby. That's about it.
26 home runs, 789 OPS.
No, this year he needs to get back to that 2021 form this year. He needs to step it up.
He is only 24. I 100% agree. But the problem is he hit the ball on the ground.
Too much. I mean, and then you look at the playoffs for the Jays, he did nothing.
Yeah. And
he got picked off.
Oh my goodness. I knew that was going to come up. That hurt to watch because Vlad's my favorite player.
He's one of mine too, but he doesn't get picked off. We probably
I don't know if you score that inning. Well, Bo Bichette was up, and he was like the only guy.
Well, I blame that whole game too on our manager for taking Berrios out in 3 1/3 with 1 hit.
That reminded me of like when the Padres took Snell out in the World Series.
The Rays. Wasn't it the
Padres.
Rays?
It was. Yeah. I don't know why I said Padres. The Rays. Thank you.
Yeah, that was the worst move.
Dumbest decision I've ever seen.
Worst move he could have made to bring Kikuchi in.
I mean, but looking at Vlad, like he expected batting average was 295. His actual average last year, 264. expected slug 498, actual slug 444. Like, it's there. He needs
Mhm.
to start pulling the ball more and hitting the ball in the air.
Yeah, he needs to get back to his. I need 35 homers from you this year, Vladdy. If you can get back up to 35, I'd be pretty happy. Because if he doesn't perform again this year and he keeps going down, the Jays are not going to make the playoffs in the loaded AL East.
No way. Which is, I don't know, because his launch angle this year was 10.5. That's the highest it's been in his career.
He's just not hitting it out.
Well, I mean, yeah.
If the Jays want to compete in the AL East, he needs to hit at least, I would say, 30, 35 bombs.
I'd agree. I think for you guys to have a chance, one, your rotation has to stay healthy again. Two, Manoah has to come back and at least be halfway what he was 2 years ago. And then three, I
The
think,
offense.
Bo, Vlad, and Springer have to have
Which they're going to
really
perform.
solid season.
But the guy that, I hate this, that I even have to say this, the guy that needs to perform, because we gave up 2 god dang good players for, is Varsho.
That has to be the dumbest trade in the last
It was
5
horrible.
years.
And we have Kirk and Jansen as our catcher. I love Kirk. He hits bombs, and I love it. He's 5'8". Love him. But Gabriel Moreno is 22 years old.
I mean, Gabriel Moreno is already a top 3 catcher in baseball.
Exactly.
I mean,
we
Kirk,
also gave up
he had like a Lynn Sanity run in 2022 where he won the Silver Slugger. 786 OPS, 285 average, 14 home runs.
Who, Kirk?
And then last year he kind of was below 700 OPS. He's 7% lower, 7% worse than the average hitter in baseball last year. Versus 2022, he was 27% better.
Unreal. And then we re-signed Kiermaier, which is mainly for the defensive aspect. But I heard Don Mattingly today was working on his swing with Kiermaier. But Kiermaier's a guy I'm just expecting base hits from.
Kiermaier's going to be everyone knows what Kiermaier's been the last 5 years. Even when he was in Tampa, you're going to get elite defense in center. You're probably going to get 10 homers from him. And then
if he can just bat like 260, I'd be happy.
I'd say, yeah. I think that's probably a little high. I mean, he hit 265 last year, 8 home runs.
That's not bad. And he can bunt too because he's pretty fast.
Yeah, 4% better than league average last year. So
it's not bad.
Kevin Kiermaier's not going to win you a game, but he's certainly an important piece to any team that's going to be good. Just the problem is you don't, especially now because he's a little older. If Kevin Kiermaier starting every day is probably not the best option.
Yeah, and that gets me to my next point. We're trading our number 11 prospect in our system, Otto Lopez, to the Giants for cash considerations.
Well, you got to remember, like, Otto Lopez, isn't he older for a prospect?
I'm not sure, but, I mean, he's still an outfielder, and I mean, I guess Biggio can play left.
I mean, he's already 25. He'll be 26.
Okay,
so,
but it's better than a Kiermaier 38.
Kiermaier's 33.
So
he'll be 34.
But I mean, I guess you could always slide Varsho over to center if you need to take Kiermaier out for a day and put Biggio in left. And then Espinal or Eduardo Escobar can play second. Or Schneider.
I mean, yeah, a lot. Like that trade was, they were already going to DFA him to make room on the 40-man. And they ended up getting cash for him. Like, it's a nothing burger. I don't think Otto Lopez is going to turn into anything.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Well, let's talk about the other big bat on the market. I think Matt Chapman's down to 2 teams.
Who do you got?
I think Thomas and I have said this from the beginning. We think that he's a Giant, but I think it's between the Giants and the Cubs.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Giants and Cubs. I don't think the Jays obviously aren't going to go get him now that we got Justin Turner. And then we have all these other infielders that can play everywhere. Eduardo Escobar, Davis Schneider, Kevin Biggio.
I mean, as much as I want him on the Cubs, like
he would be an upgrade from Magical, is what I would say.
That's true, but if the Cubs see Matt Shaw as a future third baseman, I'd rather give him runway to kind of learn than overpaying for Chapman.
Had a great April last year in offense, and then after that,
it was downhill. Embarrassingly bad.
Yeah.
I'm almost. If I had to put money on it,
I think he's going to the Cubs. If I put money on it,
wow, really,
a 1 or 2 year deal. I'm gonna say
1
Cubs,
or 2.
like
I don't
2
think
years.
he wants. He's already 30. Like if that's the contract, I don't see like the Cubs would have to like massively overpay for Matt Chapman.
Which I don't think they should do if they want to go get Bellinger. Because if you overpay Chapman,
I don't think so. I agree with that. If I had to pick one, I'd much rather have Bellinger.
Exactly. Go overpay for Bellinger.
It'd have to be like 2 years, $50 million total.
50? Oh, I was going to say 20.
2 years where he's making $10 million a year? No way.
With an opt-out in between. He doesn't bring the offense anymore. He just brings defense.
Well, I'm saying, like, if he were to sign a short-term contract, that's what it would be.
But you're better off with just sticking with Magical at that point.
I would disagree with that. I mean, Madrigal's good enough.
Yeah.
But if I had to guess, he signs a 5-year, $100 million deal with the Giants. Maybe 110.
Yeah. And the Giants can sign whoever they want. They're going to get third in that division, third or fourth.
It's really the Dodgers are in a class of their own.
I really hope the Dodgers don't win the division, though, because it would be so funny.
I would laugh so hard, but I just don't think the Diamondbacks.
I hope the Padres or Diamondbacks beat them out just so I can laugh.
I don't think the Padres have the pitching, and I don't think the Diamondbacks have enough anything.
I don't care. I don't want the Dodgers to win.
Let's talk about Jordan Montgomery. I mean, I'd love for the Cubs to sign Montgomery.
Where did I predict this guy was going to go?
I think you said back to the Rangers.
No, I didn't. I definitely didn't. I think I might have said San Francisco or no, I think I said San Diego.
I think you're right, but I don't think he's.
Especially if the Padres don't get Snell. If they don't get Snell, I could see it.
I think Snell's a Yankee.
Don't say that.
I do,
Don't
dude.
Say that.
If any team's gonna be dumb enough to give him anything close to the contract that he wants,
you guys can go pay Snell $200 million for 5 years. You could go buy a guy league minimum, Trevor Bauer, for 2 years, league minimum.
I'm thinking the Yankees for sure.
I hope you're wrong.
For Snell. Montgomery, if I had to pick a team, he's going back to the Rangers.
I don't know. Montgomery's weird. I've never been a really big fan of him.
Yeah. The problem is I want him on the Cubs. Obviously, I want the Cubs to sign as many good players as possible.
Yeah.
But that rotation would be full of lefties. You'd have 3 because it'd
I mean,
be
that's not a
Steele.
bad thing.
No, but it's
But there's a lot more
rarer.
righty batters than lefty batters, obviously.
I don't know about that, honestly. I mean, that's probably true, but I'm not even worried about that. But your top 3 arms in the rotation are all left-handed.
Oh, true. So you'd have to like delay one of
It'd be
them.
Steele, Imanaga, Montgomery, Tyone, and Hendricks.
And
Which
you
I'm
got to
not gonna
mix a
lie.
righty in because you want to go like lefty righty, switch it up.
Yeah, that'd be I'd say that's a top 5 to 8 rotation in all of baseball.
With or without Montgomery?
With Montgomery.
Yeah.
Right now, they're probably top 15, pushing top 10.
Yeah, they're in the mix.
But the problem is one of those righties goes down. The next guy up is Jordan Wicks, who's left-handed. And then you'd have 4 lefties in the rotation at once.
I mean, hey, if the Cubs always want to go get their boy Dylan Cease back, they can.
I mean,
because I think the Sox are going to trade him this year because they're going to be.
I think that would be a deadline move. Personally,
if they go for it, it depends what their record is. The NL Central's weird this year, man.
I don't think the Cubs will trade for it. Even if anyone trades for Dylan Cease, it'll be a deadline move. But I think the White Sox are just asking for way too much.
Because I know the Sox are gonna do like another rebuild again, but around Robert,
which is fine. Robert's young. The thing with the White Sox is they could be good very soon if they just spent money.
But if
Reinsdorf wasn't cheap.
I don't think the Sox will be good until they get their new stadium.
Nah, I wouldn't even say that. The problem is their prospect pool kind of sucks. They have Colson Montgomery, and then Oscar Coles was terrible last year.
Yeah.
And then outside of that,
Sox have never been able to develop players. Look at Kopech, for example.
Dude, that was a weird one. I thought Kopech was going to be like.
And now this year, then the other prospect that had surgery last year, Garrett Crochet is in their rotation.
Are they moving him back to being a starter, or are they going to keep him in the bullpen?
I think they're going to make him a starter. So
I don't know if I like that.
I don't know. All I know is they can have fun as the 5 seed in the Central.
Agreed. I think they're probably going to lose.
The Royals have better upcoming talent. The Royals will be 4th. The Tigers.
The Royals are a sneaky pick for that division, honestly.
I think Twins got it.
I think it will be the Twins again.
And then Cleveland will be actually, Detroit. I keep forgetting about Detroit.
You could have any combination of Kansas City, Cleveland, and Detroit for 2 through 4. And depending on the day, I'd agree with it.
But it won't matter because only one team will make it from the AL Central because the AL East is going to have 3 teams again, probably. Maybe even 4.
It's not possible to have 4, I don't think.
3 wildcard spots. And a division winner.
Oh, I guess it is possible to have.
Orioles win the division, and then you could really have Jays, Yankees, Tampa, all 3 get wild card.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I think for sure 2 are going to make it from the AL East, obviously. Probably 3.
I'm going to say 2.
Thing is I wanted to go Baltimore winning division, but now I'm not sure. Did you see their injury report yesterday?
Someone got hurt. I forgot his name.
4 guys got hurt. Gunnar Henderson, the Kjerstad guy. 4 young prospects got hurt.
Well, I mean, how long are they out for?
They all will be missing opening day, is what it said on MLB Network.
Oh, wow. I mean, I'm not worried if they're back within a month, even 2 months.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying. I think Baltimore and Toronto will both make it, and probably the Yankees. I don't think, obviously, Boston's going to finish.
Boston will not make it. I don't think Toronto will make it. As it stands right now,
I don't think Tampa makes it.
I don't think Tampa will make it either.
I
I
think.
mean, we'll talk about it. We have division predictions coming up in a second. So
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
talk
get to that
about it
later.
then. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, some other big news from Rob Manfred. He says he's stepping down in 5 years.
Yes.
God,
Cue
can we
the
fast
fireworks.
forward?
Thank God.
What has
Man clown.
Rob Manfred done well?
Man clown.
I mean, a couple of the new rules.
Suck. Pitch clock.
I like the pitch clock. I think it's great. The bigger bases are great.
The disengagements rules I don't like.
I'm cool with the 2 disengagements.
As a pitcher, I'm not.
Well, I mean, yeah, at some point, like, you can't just throw over to throw over.
Well, I mean, obviously.
Like, I understand it takes a little bit of strategy out of the game. You can't hold the ball anymore. A lot of pitchers held the ball. But also, do you go to a baseball game to go watch a dude get picked off first? No.
No, but if it happens, it's sick.
I wouldn't even say it's sick. I'd rather see a double play than a guy getting picked off.
I unfortunately had to see someone get picked off.
At Vlad. But like, I think that's a good thing he's done. The new rules. I think
The one thing I will not like is he blackballed Bauer.
that kind of sucks. Yeah.
Bauer should be in the MLB, considering he's a top 3 pitcher in the world.
I wouldn't go that far. Top
I
3
would.
pitcher in the world.
I would, in a heartbeat.
Um,
But you get the point. Besides that, he should be in the big league.
I agree, especially if
Literally said he'll take league minimum $600K.
that is what makes me think he should be in the MLB. But I mean, Trevor Bauer hasn't been that good, bro.
He finished second in Cy Young in the Japan League last year,
That's Japan.
behind Yamamoto.
All right, Trevor Bauer, 2020, where he pitched.
Didn't he win the Cy? He won the Cy Young.
He pitched 73 innings.
Well, that was the shortened season.
I know, I understand. Like, we can't use that as something and like credit him. If everyone makes fun of the Dodgers World Series, calling it a Mickey ring, that's a Mickey Cy Young.
I mean, I don't call it a Mickey ring. You still won the World Series.
Yeah, but 60 games, and then 2018 was his other good year. We had 2.21 ERA. But I mean, he hasn't had a year under 4 ERA outside of 2018, 2019, and 2020. I don't really want to count 2021 because then he got suspended.
Yeah.
But like, that's a good pitcher. But saying top 3 pitcher in the world, like he'll eat innings is what I'm saying. Like, that's why I think a team should sign him just for the league minimum. He'll eat innings, but
And I mean, I know he had the whole situation, but he came out innocent in all of it. And you have a guy in Atlanta playing the outfield who was found in the same thing guilty, named Marcelo Zuna.
the difference is, it's a weird
I think it's just Manfred.
situation.
I think it's just Manfred hating Bauer because Bauer has called him out on so many things in the past.
Yeah,
Like
but
the
then he
sneaky
started
stuff.
doing them. He started using the. I mean, all right. Look at this. I mean, outside of 2018, where he was really solid, like I said, no season under a 4 ERA. 2019, he had a 3.7. Then he went to the Reds and got absolutely lit up. Had a 6.39 ERA. I lied, actually. Outside of 2018 and 2020, he has not had a season under 3 ERA.
Not including the Japan one.
I don't care what he does in Japan. It's not the MLB.
I just want him back in the MLB because I want to see him pitch.
I mean, sure.
I want to go to a game where he's pitching and I can watch him in person.
The guy dropped a whole 3 points on his ERA from 2019 to 2020. And that's when everyone was using the sticky stuff. I mean, it's not hard to
ERA
put two and
isn't
two
really
together.
what you would look at for sticky stuff. It wouldn't be REA. It would be spin rate.
Yes, it would be spin rate.
Or RPMs.
But I mean, the guy went from being average to lights out like that.
I mean, you can do that in off season. It's just changing your looks and pitches and everything.
Sure, but it like that big of a jump is kind of crazy.
I don't know, man.
I don't buy it, but I do think he should be in the MLB, especially if he said he'd take a league minimum just to eat innings. But
yeah, even if you give him the league minimum, get him back in the league for a year, everyone will kind of be happy and the whole situation will settle in and drop. Then he can start getting more money again.
Well, he'd have to perform.
Well, I mean, yeah, obviously if he performs.
Yeah. Let's talk about how terrible the New Jerseys are.
Oh boy, not the City Connects, guys.
No.
Those watching. We're not talking about the new City Connects. They haven't even came out yet.
Fanatics, I have no clue how this company is not gone out of business and why. Like, they're gonna make the NHL jerseys next year. Nike is letting them make the jerseys this year. They're so cheap and just such.
Did you see the names on the back?
Oh my god!
It's not big letters like this anymore, guys.
It's so
not
small.
like this.
It's terrible.
It's like a normal Arial font.
And then they're curved. They look
It's
like
horrible.
a freaking rainbow.
It
doesn't matter
before the season starts.
It does not matter if you have
Nike,
like
way
a
to mess it
4-letter
up.
last name. It's like this. It is so bad. Oh my goodness.
I don't even like them. They're horrible.
It's bad when the MLBPA steps in and tells the league that they got to fix it.
Yeah. It's not good.
And then screw the Dodgers for making Jason Hayward with the worst acting I think I've ever seen.
What did he do? Did he act like it was good?
Yeah, he was like, they feel really great. I feel faster in them already.
Okay, they might feel better, honestly, but we can't tell that.
Quality looks so bad, though.
Then why don't you make this jersey the same material you made that one with? And
even the jersey you have on, I have 1 billion of those. That's perfectly fine quality.
Look at that. It's perfect.
I mean, it's bad when these bootleg websites like DHgate are making better jerseys.
This is DHgate.
Than the actual MLB sponsor, MLB jersey maker.
I order all my jerseys off DHgate. This is DHgate. If I didn't say it, no one watching this would have known.
It made me mad because MLB jerseys outside of baseball were honestly probably the best. I don't really like NBA jerseys because you can't really wear those around. Football jerseys are just terrible.
I only have one football jersey, and it's Tyson Bagent, baby.
I'm just gonna pretend I didn't hear that.
No, but I collect baseball jerseys, but I'm not gonna collect them if the name ain't looking like this.
No, I do too. Like I have a Bryant Rockies. I have the Tatis City Connect.
I have that one too.
Who else? I have Mike Trout. I have the powder blue Vlad. I have the blue Vlad. I have powder blue Bryce Harper. I have a bunch of Cubs jerseys.
I have a whole Google Doc of a list of DHgate or jerseys I want to order.
This switchback. I mean, change is sometimes.
I mean,
mostly
as long as DHgate doesn't change their stuff. DHgate, if you're watching this, don't change the way you make your jerseys.
They're not gonna. They know they're about to make so much money.
Oh yeah, actually, true. They're not gonna. They're gonna keep it like this.
Exactly, because everybody's just gonna buy that, and you get it for what, $60, if that.
These?
Yeah,
I got this for 18.
Exactly. No one's paying $180 for that.
$18
product.
Right here, $18, and I don't care that it took 2 months to come in. Don't care.
Exactly. Who cares? at that point. That's just our
That was our jersey rant.
Jersey rant. Back to normal baseball news. Spring training. Finally.
Oh yeah, spring training has started. Pitchers and catchers have reported. It is great. Baseball is back. I don't have to see Taylor Swift on my TV anymore.
Underrated aspect, low key. I do. I'm going to a spring training game in a couple weeks up in Mesa. I went to 2 last year. It's just fun. I mean, you get to see a lot of guys you don't normally get to see play.
And one thing, did you saw the spring training hats that came out?
The Cubs hat is so nice.
How can you make a hat that clean and mess up a jersey?
The jersey, dude.
Like, here, let me see if I can pull it up. I think I have it screenshotted because I want to order the Jays one because it's like the powder blue.
Yeah, the Jays, Mariners, Cubs. Those
here,
are
right, here.
awesome.
I'm gonna see if this will focus. There we go.
Yeah.
Look at I love the Jays. I love the Mariners.
Mariners is sick. Jays have a really good one. Cubs have a really good one.
Like, there are some hats I want to order on here.
I actually really like the Tigers one with the
honestly, this one up here, the Diamondbacks, if it focuses again.
The Diamondbacks.
The powder blue.
Oh, yeah, I like that one. The Angels and Reds, it's just their normal hat. That's lame.
There are some good spring training hats.
I would agree with that. I mean, honestly, they should have released the hats second before the jerseys because everyone would shut up about the jerseys.
Yeah, but they released the hats first, and I think people are ordering the hats from what I've heard. The hats look great. They're clean, and there's something we haven't seen before for spring training hats because, like, I have a White Sox spring training hat with the Arizona side patch, like, right there.
Yeah.
But it was like a basic White Sox hat. These are
like
another
that
level.
They are getting creative again. Like the Players Weekend jerseys, those were always sick. Yeah. And then they went to black and white and they looked terrible. Getting creative. I mean, this is how you grow the game.
Yeah. You don't grow the game by making the name on the back smaller.
That's another thing. You don't grow the game by making your apparel 30,000 times worse.
It's $200.
Yeah, exactly. That they upcharged you for.
Exactly.
The better one is $40 cheaper.
I'll just order my hat for $35 on lids.com and I'll be set.
Exactly. Let's talk some Cubs prospects here.
Cubbies.
We'll talk about the big one. Do we think Pico Armstrong is going to make the team out of camp?
No.
I would agree.
I don't think so. Based off I know he wasn't up for a lot last year, but based off I saw, he wasn't ready.
I want to agree with that, but also inconsistent playing time. In the middle of a playoff race, more expectation just because of that.
That was another thing. You were in the middle of a playoff race, your team was doing fine, and then you call up PCA. I just don't think it was the right time to call him up last year.
I mean, Ross also kind of screwed him up a little bit by not letting him play. But the big reason why he was called up is play defense. That was about it.
Yeah.
Because
I don't
there's
think
one
PCA
thing that's
is going to be on your main roster yet. I would say maybe in June or July, depending on where the team's at.
I think earlier. Outside, if they sign Bellinger, they don't. If they sign Bellinger, I put it at 100-1 that he makes the team out of camp, unless he just absolutely hits the cover off the ball in spring training. If they don't sign Bellinger, you have guys like a Mike Tauchman that will play center. You can rotate Alexander Canario in center.
You got Morel.
I don't want Morel playing center. It's atrocious out there. But I think he'll be sent. Say doesn't play center field.
Well, you don't want him in right field either. He kind of cost you your season last last year.
That was one play. Everybody takes
Don't
that out of
lie.
proportion.
Don't lie. Costed your season.
I mean, sure.
That week versus the Braves where you guys choked twice ended
But
it.
you also have to realize the Cubs are not in that position at all.
I know, but like they had a prime opportunity.
without it, like if he did not hit almost 300 from August to the end of the year, the Cubs aren't even close to a playoff spot.
Sure.
But I think it'll be a rotation of Canario and Tauchman to start the year in center.
Yeah.
And then I think we'll probably see PCA in May.
Yeah.
Unless he goes to AAA, which I don't think will happen. Unless he goes to AAA and just isn't hitting well. If I had to guess, they'll send him down and then call him up within a month or two just to kind of get him acclimated.
See what happens. I'm not that familiar with the Cubs farm system, but I know a little bit about the Jays. I know two guys down there that are. I'm ready to see.
You think Tiedemann makes a team?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No need to rush him.
Well, how old is he?
He's 22.
I guess it does take pitchers a little longer.
And if Manoah, I mean, based off what I've seen, he's lost 30 pounds.
I don't think
if Manoah's
back,
that's
gonna hurt him though.
I mean, if Manoah's back to right, there's no reason to call Tiedemann up until next year because next year we lose Kikuchi. So
that is true.
So they might have him do another year in AAA, lose Kikuchi next offseason, call him up the next year, and have him be the fifth man with Manoah still in the rotation.
I could see
that would make more sense to me.
You know who I thought was going to be a stud? Nate Pearson.
He is in the bullpen again this year with us.
Dude, for the longest time, I was like Nate Pearson and Michael Kopech.
I have so many rookie cards upstairs.
Absolutely run the AL.
And he still might. He's still young.
Nate Pearson's like 27 now and is never healthy.
I mean, he didn't do so bad last year in the pen.
I mean, the pen is fine, but dude, I'm telling you, I thought he was going to be like.
And then the Jays also, he got a little playing time last year toward the end. Shortstop, Ernie Clement. Watch out for that name, Ernie Clement.
I mean, I've heard of him. I don't know him that much.
Well, no one knows him that much. He's kind of still young.
Blue Jays have an interesting farm system. It's very top.
Not the worst. It's not the best.
Outside of your top three guys, you don't really have a whole lot.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a team that has a good farm system? The Cubs. Most top 100 prospects.
That is true.
7.
I mean, obviously, I would say the Jays would have been down as one of the better farm system, but we've called everyone up. Vlad, Bo, Bijia.
Well, I mean,
Jansen.
Those guys have been up for a while.
Yeah, sure.
Like,
the Cubs are probably gonna. If the Cubs are honestly like out of it midsummer per se, they might trade all the older guys and call everyone up this year.
I don't even know. Like, you could. Well, Ian Happ has a no movement clause or no trade clause.
Unless he
won't trade Seiya. They won't trade Swanson. They won't trade Horner.
They would trade Magical. They would trade.
I could see that.
Gomes, Hendricks, Tyone. Yeah.
I would agree with that.
I think they need to trade Tyone and Hendricks.
Hendricks is still a valuable piece.
But he's older.
Well, I mean, yeah. Tyone figured it out in the second half. Tyone was very solid.
Yeah.
Tyone's perfectly acceptable as your third best pitcher, your fourth best pitcher, which is what he's going to be this year.
I guess so.
Let's talk about some other news around the league. Former Blue Jay, Whit Merrifield, to the Phillies for 1 year, $8 million.
Yeah. That's not the biggest loss for the Jays, honestly, but
I mean, you replace him with Eduardo Escobar. It's kind of I wouldn't say it's a nothing burger signing, but
it's fine.
I'd
I
say
do know who I want the Jays to sign at DH and replace a Belt, though. I want us to go get the Toronto raised Joey Votto.
I don't think he's
1
gonna
year.
get
Just 1 year of Joey Votto would be lit. He would be a good mentor for the younger guys, too.
I agree with that, but I don't want to say Votto's cooked, but
Well, I
he
mean,
was
even if he
not
doesn't
good
play
last year.
every game and he's just a DH pinch hitter guy, he's a good clubhouse guy and would help with other things around the team.
That I will agree with that. That
And
is,
it won't cost that much money. Like 1 year, $3 million, if that.
That is very important to have on your team.
Yes.
But losing Belt's a huge loss for the Jays, personally.
Belt, actually, they showed Belt on MLB Network last night. He's down to like 5 teams, and the Jays are still one of them.
I don't see him coming back, but that would be very large for them if he does come back.
Yeah, Jays were in the final 5, but I don't know.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's make fun of the Padres and talk about how they're paying almost $300 million for now a second baseman.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody saw this.
I know they paid Machado a lot, but Machado still plays third. He's still putting up good numbers at the plate. Tatis has a big contract, and he had a bounce back year, like halfway through the season last year. And I think you're only going to get a bigger year for him this year from Fernando.
Exactly. Like, not even that. It's like these guys are still like Bogart still produced, but
it said they're moving Ha-Sung Kim over to short. So you're gonna have have Cronenworth at first, Bogarts at second, Kim at short, and Machado at third, and then you have Tatis in the outfield now, obviously.
Outside of Bogarts, that's a pretty solid defensive infield.
They also re-signed Jackson Profar.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a depth signing, but paying that much money for a guy who really is only going to play strictly second base. I mean, everyone knew
they traded for him.
No,
they gave him the bag.
They didn't trade for him.
They didn't trade for him?
No, they just signed him.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, they gave him the bag.
No, they gave up a lot of money. And he's on the wrong side of 30.
Mm-hmm.
Dumb contract.
Like, I'm okay with the Machado contract they gave and the Tatis one they gave, obviously, but...
Yeah. But this was...
I wouldn't have spent it on Bogarts at short. I would have waited for, like, a Trey Turner.
I mean... I don't think Trey Turner...
I'd be okay with Bogarts, actually, playing second if Tatis was still at short.
I'd be fine with Bogarts playing second if you weren't paying him $250 million. I mean, honestly, second base is one of the least, if not the least valuable position on a baseball dime.
I know. Thomas Bossart played it all last year during the
summer. If Thomas listens to this,
we'll see if he makes it 48 minutes in. If we get a text from him,
he's going to come after you for that. You know he's coming after you for that.
Hey, crazy. He did have a Linsanity run, though, at the plate.
That is crazy. Wow. On that note, let's talk about another dumpster fire organization. The Athletics.
Actually, they have one good player that I will not put in their dumpster fire organization, Zach Geloff. Absolute stud.
I think he's going to be really good this year.
Dude, I love Zach Geloff. I got to meet him when he came to Chicago last year. He's a nice guy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But they get approved for their stadium in Vegas.
Manfred said the goal is for them to have opening day in 2028.
Which I think that's a solid goal.
It's not a dome. They're not building a dome.
No dome. I mean, it gets hot. That's going to be tough. The new rumor is they're going to be playing in, I wanted to say, Sacramento. for a little bit until their stadium is done.
Where are they playing this year?
I think they'll still be in Oakland this year, but once their lease
Good,
is
because I need to get to Oakland then before they close that stadium. Because I want to see the Coliseum.
talk about a dump.
I mean, I still think it'd be cool to go see it though.
It would be, but
I mean, think about how many foul balls I would catch, man.
yeah, you're the only person watching the game.
Dude, I would easily get to meet Zach Aloff.
I mean, you could probably yell at him and he'd hear you.
Hey, Zach, I'm over here, man.
I'm over here. My name's Frank. Look at me.
What's more of a dumpster fire stadium, Oakland or the White Sox?
Hot take: the White Sox stadium isn't bad. It isn't a dumpster fire.
Their organization's a dumpster fire.
Yeah, well, any Reinsdorf-owned team is a dumpster
Hey,
fire. But like the White Sox,
I'm proud of you. Get your new stadium in the South goddamn Loop. Sell the Bulls while you're at it.
the White Sox have good food in their stadium.
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing they got.
It's a pain in the ass I mean, it's not a pain in the ass to get to, but the traffic, like getting off 94 on the 31st.
Yeah, it's bad. And then you also got to be, watching your head because people will be shooting from the back of the stadium into the building.
Nah, not by the stadium. Well, I guess they did have one guy in the stadium last year. That's actually crazy that happened.
Yeah, they claimed it was a fatter guy and he hit it under his belly roll.
If that's true, that's
what they claimed. Then you have the scanners when you walk in. It still would have scanned it. That's what they claimed. It was under someone's belly roll, and I find that hilarious.
In itself, it is hilarious. I still have no clue how that happens, but
guys, if this YouTube video gets 50 likes, we'll do a podcast in the White Sox stadium this year because of how quiet it is when you go there.
That's crazy. This YouTube video gets 50 views.
No, we're going likes.
No one watches anything on YouTube. We just post on YouTube to clip it stuff.
Plus, I could get us free tickets.
Fair enough. But let's wrap it up with some division and award predictions.
Bet! Start with divisions?
Let's go with the divisions first.
Start
AL East. Hit me with your ranking.
I'll start at 5. I'm going to go Red Sox in the 5.
I agree.
Tampa in the 4.
Also agree.
Yankees in the 3. Blue Jays in the 2. Baltimore in the 1.
This is going to be a two playoff team division. Baltimore runs away with it. New York, I got Baltimore at like 105 wins.
New York doesn't have the pitching.
You're getting back a healthy Rodon. You have the best pitcher in baseball.
Shit about Rodon.
In Garrett Cole.
Cole's a bum.
You're hoping for a bounce back from Nestor Cortez
and Stroman.
And they just signed Stroman. Like that's
actually solid. You don't know what Stroman you're getting yet.
I don't think you'll get the beginning of last year's Stroman. I also don't think it's going to be somewhere in between.
And Stroman's on a 1-year deal because they have to both agree for it to go a second year. So if he doesn't do good, they're going to trade him.
Nah, I wouldn't even think that. The two playoff teams in this division will be Baltimore and New York. Toronto will finish third.
3 teams from the playoffs in the AL East: Baltimore, New York, and Toronto.
Toronto's going to win about 85 games.
That should be enough for a playoff spot. How many did they win last year and make it?
89, and they were the last playoff team.
So 85 is going to be close.
It's going to be close. I don't think they'll make it.
All right. AL West, you go first.
AL West. Texas wins the division.
I disagree.
Houston comes in second. I mean, well, hold on.
Start from 5.
Start from 5, Oakland.
Yeah, I'll agree with Oakland.
Oakland, the Angels. Seattle comes in third, and they're my last wild card team.
I have Seattle.
I have them
Angels,
at about
Oakland, 3, 4, 5. None of them making it.
I have them at about 87 wins.
I would go Rangers in the 2, Astros in the 1.
You ask me tomorrow, I'll probably pick the Astros. But right now, I'm going to go with Texas by about a game or two. It's going to be close again.
I think Astros got it this year.
Well, they got it last year.
I'm going to go with the Astros.
Going into the Central.
This is so hard because of how bad this division is. Okay, start with Sox in the 5.
They will be last. 100% they will be last.
I'm going to go Kansas City in the 4.
I'm going to go with I honestly have no clue who I'd put 4.
And I'll go Cleveland 3.
I will agree
Detroit
with
2, Minnesota 1. And
I
Minnesota
think-
only team making it from that division.
I would agree. I do think Detroit can push for the division title. As Thomas and I have said in a couple episodes ago, the second half of the season, they were above 500 by about 7 games, I want to say.
Yeah, I'm not saying Detroit's not bad. They're on the rise, obviously, but I still think the Twins got it.
I agree. I do think Detroit makes that a lot closer than people are going
The
to say.
Twins might win that division, by the way, with
85 wins.
yeah.
100
That's why
wins.
they need-
They won
this
the
is-
division with 87 wins last year.
I would love for MLB to make their divisions like NBA, East, West, and that's it.
Well, they have the AL and NL, but also like winning your division is extremely difficult in baseball
Yeah.
because you play
Except
everybody. for
when
one.
the Twins are playing their division so many games.
Well, I mean that's an anomaly. For every AL Central you have an AL East.
I know,
Your
but, like,
favorite team just happens to be in the AL East division.
There's a
not the
chance.
AL Central.
There's a chance every team in the AL East could beat out the winner of the Central.
I mean, it almost happened last year.
Yeah.
Last place in the East last year would have finished second, tied for
That's
second.
just
in the division.
crazy.
It is very crazy.
All right, let's go to the NL Central.
NL Central.
I'm going
as
to go
it
Cardinals in the 5.
stands, that's could not be farther from correct. It's going to be probably Pittsburgh last.
Oh, wait, I forgot about Pittsburgh. Never mind. Yeah, Pittsburgh in the 5. I'll go Brewers in the 4.
Agreed.
Cardinals in the 3. Cubs in the 2. Reds in the 1.
Right now, I think that's where I'd put it. You can move around the Cubs, Cardinals, and Reds.
And if the Cardinals aren't good
Depending on
halfway
the
through,
day.
the Cardinals have signed all these older guys to 1-year
I
deals.
don't think their pitching is going to be good enough.
And if they aren't good, the Cardinals halfway through with all these 1-year deals,
They're
they're
gonna
going to
sell.
blow it up. They're going to blow it up.
Now, I think if the Cubs sign Cody Bellinger, they will move.
Yeah.
Or if they get either a Montgomery, Bellinger, or Chapman.
Then they might be ahead of the Reds. But right now, the Reds have all this young talent. The Reds,
I do not
love
think
watching the
Ellie
Reds.
De La Cruz is as good as people say.
I mean, but they still have a lot of other guys. The Reds are fun to watch.
Matt McClain is probably their best player, but you are a long person. You understand how hard it is to move your levers. Any heat up, I don't think Ellie De La Cruz will be able to catch up to.
Yeah.
Let's move over to the NL East.
Ooh. I'm going to go Mets in the 5.
Over below Washington?
Oh, no. Washington 5, Mets 4.
I would agree.
Miami 3.
Yeah, the way it played out last year, I think is exactly how it's going to play out
Miami
this
3,
year.
Phillies 2, Braves 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
the easiest division to predict.
Yes, 100%. NL West.
NL West. Ugh. Rockies 5.
Yeah, I think this one's pretty easy prediction.
Giants 4. Padres 3.
Yep.
I'm saying Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 1 because I hate the Dodgers.
It'll be the Diamondbacks and the and then the Dodgers.
No, I'm never gonna say Dodgers 1.
I mean, hey, you're entitled to your own opinion, but there's no way.
Screw the Dodgers and their money.
No, I don't think so. There's no way. Unless the whole team gets hurt, there's no way.
But there's a chance of that. They're in LA.
I guess there is a chance of that, but
you know what the Padres should do? Sign Bauer and just have them start beaming people.
Beaming people? That's actually crazy. Now let's get into our award predictions. American
with
League
Cy Young.
MVP, Cy Young, and Rookie of the Year.
Start with Cy Young.
Okay.
Finished in second last year. I think he's going to get it this year. Gosman.
Oh. I don't even know who I'd put.
I'm going to go Gosman for the AL.
Gosman, that's a homer pick for sure.
I mean, I know I'm a Jays fan, but that's still a really good pick.
I really like a bounce back year from Dylan Cease. I think that's my pick.
Not a bad
for
pick.
The
If he
American
can
League
stay
Cy
healthy,
Young.
that's not a bad pick.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't get traded out of the American League.
That's the big one. If he has to stay in the American League.
Yeah, because I think it's inevitable that they're going to trade him.
I do agree with that. Yes.
NL Cy Young is something I'm going to have to think about. Oh, boy. There's a lot of pitching in the NL.
I'm going to go with
Strider. I'm going Spencer Strider and Kevin Gosman.
give me Zach Wheeler.
Ooh, Wheeler?
Yeah.
I would say Nola has a better chance.
No.
All right, I'm on Strider and Gosman, though.
Give me Cease and Wheeler. I'm trying to go off the board a little bit with these picks. I don't want to pick the most obvious people.
Moving on to MVP.
MVP here.
AL.
For the American League.
And Shohei's not there anymore. So that really opens
that.
up.
Yes. I have my pick.
Anyone's game.
I'm going with Julio Rodriguez. We saw what he did last year.
God, I'm between between three. I'm between four. It's not going to be him. I'm not going to say Julio. You said him. Do I take the Blue Jay or do I take the Yankee? All right. Do I take the Jay or the Yankee? What do you
got to go with the Yankee, though.
Then I'm going Juan Soto.
Juan Soto?
He's better than Judge. And especially with the short right field there, he's going to be hitting balls out like it's nothing.
Interesting.
I'm going to go Soto for the AL.
Soto for the AL is interesting.
He's on a 1-year deal before he hits free agency for the first time in his career.
That is
he's
true.
Only 23 years old. I think he's gonna want to get the bag this upcoming offseason. He's gonna have to perform well.
That is very true.
If he wins AL MVP, he's gonna get a Shohei size contract.
I agree. I mean, I said outside of Shohei that he was going to be the first $500 million player.
It's coming down to this year for him. He needs to perform if he wants the bag.
Agreed. 100%.
So I'm going to take Soto.
I like that pick.
NL. I just think it's a runaway.
You think it's going to be Acuna again?
Yeah.
Give me a crazy one here. Now this you're going to say this is a reach. This is a reach and a half.
Oh boy.
Give me the guy in the desert, Corbin Carroll.
Holy moly. If he outdoes Acuna, he'll get it.
Acuna, obviously.
Because right now it's Acuna bets. Really.
I do agree. But like I said, I wanted to kind of go off the board with some of these picks. So
all right, so we still have what? Rookie of the year, and should we do comeback player of the year?
Nah, we'll end it on the Rookie of the Year. My American League pick is not off.
I am not informed with my. Actually, okay, I have my NL Rookie of the Year. I need to think of an AL one.
My AL one's gonna be Jackson Holiday.
Is he starting on opening day roster? Actually, if Gunner's hurt, he might.
Do exactly. It's going to be Jackson.
Okay, I
Holiday.
don't want to
That's
say
my
the same
guess.
guy as you, though.
You could go.
I'm thinking. I don't want to go same guy.
I think he's going to be the runaway.
Hold up. I'm searching it. I have to search it. I don't know rookies. I got to find out, dude. I can't copy you. I feel like that would be stupid. So you're going with who?
I'm going with Jackson Holiday.
Okay.
Especially with their injuries now.
I gotta think. Okay, I might go that guy. I'm scrolling through all this. Okay, what's that guy's name? I just saw. We're gonna go
What team?
Evan Carter of the Rangers.
Oh, I like that pick too.
I'm gonna go Evan Carter.
He was awesome in the postseason.
I just scrolled through it, and we're gonna go with Evan Carter.
We'll end
NL
it with the National
I got
League.
my NL ready to go.
Hit me.
Yoshito Yamamoto.
Who?
Yamamoto.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto? Bro just completely got the guy's name wrong.
We're going Yamamoto. Okay, I don't care how you say it. I'm going Yamamoto.
I don't want to agree with you. I don't want to pick the same guy. I'm going to go Jackson Churio from the Brewers.
I saw that guy in that list I pulled up.
That's who I'm picking.
All right, that's not a bad pick.
I hope it doesn't
We'll have
happen,
to look
though.
back. We're going to have to like clip this and make it like a YouTube video separate, like MLB prediction video.
Breaking news. Wow, was I wrong? The Toronto Blue Jays are signing Cody Bellinger to a 6-year, $160 million contract.
You're full of it. If I hook this up and you're wrong, I am not about to be happy. I'm hooking it up.
I may or may not be completely pranking Frank, but the Blue Jays do.
News, search.
They do sign the former Chicago Cub Daniel Vogelback.
You're joking.
No.
Where? What?
This is from Robert Murray about 30 minutes ago.
We're signing Vogel.
That's a good depth signing. Lefty power.
Vogelback.
Dude, that's nothing.
I really thought we
signed.
signed freaking Bellinger. 7:27 at night. It would have made perfect set. It was
Dude, I got him so good. I got him with Ohtani too.
I really hope they sign Bellinger just so I can like rub it in your face.
Dude, go right ahead, but tell me that wasn't freaking hilarious. We're gonna end it with that. Thank you for listening, everybody. Thomas will hopefully be back Monday. We'll be talking.
You'll see me around.
Frank will be around for sure. Yeah, thanks for listening. Have a good one.
The Cubs signed Trevor Bauer.
So funny. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Peace.